dear friends, friends of the ocean. What a wonderful opportunity to come together here today in Tivat. And it's an historic morning because it's the first time we are here, but above all, it's an historic opportunity with the Ocean Race Europe coming to Montenegro for the first time ever. And we've been racing the ocean for over 50 years. And of course, in the perspective of time, 50 years is not very much, but in 50 years it's quite a lot when it comes to sport. And we've been the sport event that has probably the most authentic athletes in terms of connection to the ocean. So we've always been finding new ways to not only respect the ocean and care for the ocean, but really do what we can to restore the ocean. And that has accelerated in the ocean race over the past years. And that's what me and Lucy will talk a little bit about here today. But coming in, the boats finished, the first 5 boats that finished in here the other night. It was a pitch black night, and there was the stars were the only little light you could have. And then they came into Boca Bay, and then the sun came up, and then the enormous wild beauty of this country was clear to everyone. And then stepping ashore and learning about the values of the people that they've been meeting over the last few days, and then understanding the importance and the history around independence and the country of a land of poetry as well, and art that already had a greatness of experience. So I think we have a few days here, but everyone will make the very most out of it. But we are really here for one reason, that is we are racing for the ocean. So hearing the mayor talking about the importance of looking after the seas is critical to us. And when we race around the ocean, we've been. You are clicking? You're clicking. We're clicking. Okay. Yes. So basically, of course, you need a boat, and boats are important because without the boats, people cannot move across the ocean. And we've since 1973 evolved and trying to find the most interesting boats to race with, and this is the class that we are racing in. It's called the IMOCA 60. It has the world 24-hour record set in the last ocean race across the Atlantic of 640.8 nautical miles in 24 hours, which is an average speed of 27 knots. So these boats are technology wonders. There are 5 people on the boat, so it's not so many people, and there's a diverse mix of crew, so it's men and women, which is quite rare in sport in general, that men and women race together. And we've really seen that to build a strong team, you have to mix age, gender, culture, because then you really get the best competencies out of a group of people. So this is something we believe very, very, very strongly in. And technology, we like technology because that's what makes us go fast, and nowadays the boats are flying. So the orange piece of equipment you see sticking out on the side, that's called a foil. It acts exactly like an airplane wing of an airplane taking off from Tivat airport, but an airplane needs to go very fast, 200 kilometers plus per hour to lift up in the air. But this water has much higher density, so it's enough with, I think, 12, 14 knots now, and then it comes up out of the water. So this is something which we should keep in mind, that this was considered impossible only 10 years ago, 15 years ago, that a sailing boat could fly, but now they're all flying. And that's pretty amazing development coming out of the human brain. But what we also changed, we were used to be called the Volvo Ocean Race, and then we transformed into the Ocean Race, and then we realized that we should have an ongoing line of activities, and that's why we now have the Ocean Race Europe here with the finale in Montenegro, and then next year we do the Ocean Race Atlantic from New York to Barcelona, and then we race around the world in 27. And then we continuously do different activities, like we have done over 20 ocean race summits. We are doing different activities. We have an ongoing ocean literacy program and science program that Luce will talk about. So we never stop. We're always on. That's our mindset. And why? Because we enjoy it, and because we have to do everything possible in our race for the ocean. So that we are very much inspired by that. But looking now at the Ocean Race Europe that we've been relentlessly pushing with for the last 6 weeks, If you look at the course, we started up in Kiel. What is it? 6 or 7 weeks ago? It feels like 6 or 7 months at least for everyone who's done the whole journey. But it's been, and I remember then I told, especially, well, everyone really, this is going to be very, very tough because it's, you think as of sailing around Europe, that's an easy thing compared to racing around the world. But actually, the crew that's been doing a lot of racing and around the world racing, when they did the leg from Spain, Cartagena to Nice in August, all of us would think that's a pretty nice holiday sail, right, in summer in the Med. Many of the people who've done the around the world races and won the globe, and they said it was the toughest piece of racing they ever done in their lives. Why? Because it's so intense. So you race maybe for 3-4 days, you hardly sleep at all, and the heat was extremely high, so there was a big heat wave at that time, and then the wind was changing a lot. So suddenly it was no wind, then was big thunderstorm, and then the wind were changing, positions were changing. So it's physically and mentally extremely draining. So this race, all the way from Germany to UK to Portugal, Spain, France, Italy, and now in Montenegro has been tough. And so I think the sailors, it's almost like they deserve to come to your paradise here in Zornagora. So I think they are very pleased to finalize the race here, and it's not over. It's on Saturday. There is a big final race, a big battle for second and third place, and fourth and fifth place. So it's going to be amazing days. But today is going to be great, and I'm really grateful for having us here together. And thank you, and hvala. Thank you.